tell people about getting into a prison relationship or whatever? Don't?
Not worth it.
Not worth it.
People say they care about you, they don't. If you can find one friend that you can trust that doesn't want to have sex with you, you're lucky.
Yeah.
Because everybody has an agenda.
Everybody got an agenda.
Everybody's got something they want from you.
Exactly.
You just have to figure out what it is. And whether you want to give it or not. And even then, I don't know, I've been in prison a month, so.
You've only been in prison a month. And this shit happened. 30 days.
30 days yesterday.
Damn.
Yep. But maybe I learned it this time.
Exactly. Stay the fuck out of prison, y'all.
Hey, nigga, we let these niggas go, nigga. We gonna turn up in this motherfucker. Yeah. Yeah, niggas ain't doing no faking.
Nah.
My nigga right there, nigga. You got tour real quick. Let them know that we in this motherfucking line.
Show this shit, like, they ain't getting in.
Yeah.
They getting in this motherfucker.
They trying to, though.
Hey, look at the office. Look at the office.
Oh, yeah, we gotta get the office one time for the
They
folks.
giving us no health care for this coronavirus.
This is what happens when y'all got niggas going crazy.
For myself. The homie that got the jacket on.
Yeah, man, we gotta get the people a tour, man. Fox 4 said they want a tour, so we gotta give them a tour.
They ain't coming in.
Huh? Hey, we gotta give them a tour real quick. Nigga. We ain't doing none of that.
Come on, man, be for real, man. Yeah, you a bitch too. Somebody went to see me talk, man.
Prison fuck nigga pageant, man. Prison fuck nigga pageant, man. This how they do up in this bitch. This how they do in here.
Yeah, they do it in here.
This how they do in this bitch, man. Nigga pageant, man. Contestant number 1. They gave him one. One bag. You gotta do a little extra for that bag now. That bag is special. That's $3.98 on top. That bag $3.98 on top. You gotta do a little more.
You think you know what prison looks like. You think you've seen the worst of it. I'm about to show you footage that will completely change how you see the system. And it might just save your life, or someone you love. This isn't some Hollywood dramatization or sanitized documentary. This is raw, unfiltered reality from inside America's most dangerous facilities. And what you're about to learn about predators, drugs, and the psychological warfare that happens behind bars. It's darker than you can imagine.
A 30-year-old black man and a 70-year-old chomo walk into the bathroom about 2-3 in the morning right after count time because they thought no one would find out. Another prisoner wakes up to go use the restroom, and as he walks in, he's seen the black man standing and the chomo on his knees in the same stall. So this man that witnessed this horrific act, he went and told the blacks about it. Basically, there's ended up being a fight, the man being accused, and the one that seen it got into it. They all went to the shoe. And what makes it even worse is this black man, he had a picture of his woman on his locker, kids, everything, and this chomo was being treated for AIDS. He had HIV, sad story, and this black man was messing around with this chomo, and by now he's out of prison and went back home to his wife. So there's a good chance that he gave whatever he caught from this chomo to the woman that he has now. And the moral of the story is, don't trust these prison dudes as soon as they get out of prison. If you do, make sure they go get tested and they show you the results, because there's a lot of weirdo stuff going on in prison.
Here's something that'll shock you about prison. It's not the biggest, toughest guy you need to worry about. It's the quiet ones. The ones who've been inside long enough to turn manipulation into an art form. When fresh meat walks through those doors, they might as well have a target painted on their back. And I'm talking about regular guys. Maybe someone's son who made one bad decision. Maybe a dad who got caught up in something stupid. Doesn't matter. To the predators, they're all the same thing. Opportunity. The hunting process is surgical. These predators don't just randomly pick victims. They study them. They watch how you walk, how you talk, who you sit with at chow. They're looking for tells. Do you avoid eye contact? Do you eat alone? Are you constantly looking over your shoulder? That nervousness, that fear, it's like blood in the water. But here's where it gets really dark, and this is footage most people will never see. The approach isn't violent at first. It's almost friendly. They'll offer you protection, maybe some commissary items, sometimes just conversation when you're feeling isolated.
We were hanging out, you heard me? For the 2001, you heard me? Yeah. See it live, man. You know what I'm saying?
Hey man, you look like you could use a friend in here. Sounds harmless, right? Wrong, because in prison, nothing is free, ever. What they're really doing is creating debt. And once you owe something in prison, anything, you're trapped. Maybe they gave you a candy bar when you were hungry. Maybe they stepped in when someone was giving you trouble. Doesn't matter how small it seems, now you owe them. And when they come to collect, that's when the real nightmare begins. Because the payment they want isn't money. It's your dignity, your safety, sometimes your body. The choice becomes simple but devastating. Become someone's booty boy, their property, or refuse and face what happens next. And if you refuse, well, that's when they mention protective custody. Protective custody sounds safe, right? It's not protection, it's prison within prison. 23 hours a day in a cell, barely bigger than a bathroom. No programs, no jobs, no real human contact. Some guys call it the slow death. And if you think that's as dark as it gets, you haven't seen anything yet.
Do what K2 do for you. K2! Look at him, K2! Look at the K, they slump. Look at this shit. K2 got air high, look at him. Look, another one, look at them, they high as fuck, look at them. Look at this shit, man. Y'all high as fuck, boy. Look at this shit.
Hey, what that shit there? Who got that?
What the fuck? They high as fuck. Shake back, motherfucker. Look at this shit. Y'all high as fuck. Look at this motherfucker. J2. Shake back, J2. He high as fuck. What the fuck going on here?
What I'm about to show you next will make the predator situation look like child's play, because there's something spreading through prisons. Right now, that's turning human beings into literal zombies. That's K2, synthetic marijuana, and it's destroying minds faster than anything I've ever documented. Now, you might be wondering, why don't they just smoke regular weed? Here's the thing about prison. Everything comes down to risk versus reward. Real marijuana stays in your system for weeks. K2, gone in hours, almost impossible to detect in drug tests. Plus, it's cheap. A single piece of paper soaked in K2 can get 20 guys high. And getting it inside, they're soaking letters in it, spraying it on legal documents, even infusing it into book pages. The creativity is terrifying. But here's where it gets really disturbing, and I need to warn you. This footage is hard to watch. K2 doesn't just get you high, it literally rewires your brain. Guys are having seizures so violent they're breaking their own bones. Others are stuck in psychotic episodes for days, completely disconnected from reality. I documented one case. Let me tell you about Marcus, 22 years old, in for a non-violent drug charge. First time trying K2, he thought he was being attacked by invisible demons. Spent 3 days in the medical unit, screaming at things that weren't there. When he finally came down, he couldn't remember his own mother's name. The guards, they're overwhelmed. Some facilities are dealing with multiple K2 overdoses every single day. And here's the kicker, because it's synthetic, they can't treat it like a normal overdose. Narcan doesn't work. They just have to wait and hope the person's brain doesn't completely shut down. But you know what's really messed up? The guys keep using it, because for a few hours, they can escape. They can forget where they are, forget what they've lost, forget the crushing weight of time stretching out ahead of them. Which brings me to the darkest part of all this.
The worst thing I saw in prison, it wasn't the fighting, the stabbing, the screaming in the middle of the night. It was the silence. The kind that when a man finds out his mom died, so he just stares at the wall, and he can't cry because he shed all them tears years ago. It was watching people break slowly. You see it in their eyes. The hope leaves. Then their voice gets quiet, and they stop talking altogether. I saw men forget how to laugh. I saw birthdays and holidays, no visits, no mail, no calls, no nothing, and everyone on the outside forgets to even exist. I saw people hang pictures on the walls of people that stopped caring about them a long time ago, just to trick themselves into thinking someone still cares about them. I seen people in segregation start talking to the walls just because that's the only conversation they had left. I saw young kids come in, full of fire, full of fight, turn slowly into cold. Because the system teaches you, if you care, you get crushed. The worst thing I saw in prison, the way it kills a man without even laying one hand on him. That kind of death is slow. It's spiritual. I survived that, but some don't. Some people are in there still right now, to this day, this very second, going through them dark times. So when I say I'm out here in the free world, and I'm free, I don't mean I'm free out here. I mean I'm free in here. And just remember, that's the only freedom they can't take from you.
But the darkest part of prison isn't violence, drugs, or politics. It's something much quieter, much more devastating. And it happens to every single person who walks through those doors. It's the silence. Picture this. You're 3 years into a 10-year sentence. You get called to the counselor's office. Your mum had a heart attack. She's gone. And you can't cry out loud because showing weakness gets you targeted. You can't attend the funeral because you're locked in a cage. You can't hold your family one last time because there's bulletproof glass between you and everyone you love. That silence, that inability to grieve, to be human, to be there for the people who need you, it eats you alive, not from the outside, but from within. I've seen grown men, tough guys, who survived gang wars on the streets, completely break down because they missed their daughter's first steps, their son's graduation, their father's last words. The footage I have of visiting rooms tells the whole story. Watch a man's face when his wife stops coming, when his kids stop asking about daddy, when his mother finally gives up hope that her son will ever come home the same person who left. Time doesn't just pass in prison, it steals. It steals moments you can never get back, relationships you can never repair, and pieces of your soul you didn't even know you had. And here's what nobody talks about. That isolation doesn't end when you get out, because while you were frozen in time, everyone else kept living. Your friends moved on. Your family learned to function without you. The world changed, and you're still stuck in the mindset of whenever you went in. That's the real prison, not the bars, not the walls, not even the violence. It's the slow, methodical destruction of everything that made you human in the first place. Look, I'm not showing you this footage to entertain you. I'm showing it to you because every single person in those videos thought it would never happen to them. The predators, they were somebody's son once. The K2 addicts, they had families, dreams, futures. The broken men crying in silence, they made one bad decision. Or maybe they were just in the wrong place at the wrong time. If you're out here on the streets thinking about your next move, thinking the risk is worth it, thinking you're smarter than the system, watch this footage again. Because prison doesn't just take your freedom, it takes your identity, your relationships, your sanity, and sometimes your life. And if you're a parent watching this, show it to your kids, not to scare them, but to save them, because the streets might look appealing, but this is where they lead. The choice is yours. But now you know what that choice really means.